Hey, what's going on everyone? CFAR here, and welcome to episode 3 of ARK Survival Ascended. So guys, last episode we ended up getting our two trikes. We have our 150 adult trike and our 150 baby trike, which of course between episodes has raised up, so it is now an adult. But I gotta say, seeing it at level 225 for me looks so weird, because if you guys remember on ARK Survival Evolved, there was no way in getting a 100% taming effectiveness dino. The best you can ever get was 99.9%, which for a level 50, well, would get you a 224, but apparently in ARK Survival Ascended, whether that's currently a bug or whether that's intended, only time will tell, babies you can get a 100% taming effectiveness. So currently, 225 is now the highest level dino that you can get if you're playing with 150 max, of course. So a little interesting there, gonna look a little wonky, a little weird for a bit, but hopefully I'll start to get used to that. But we have, of course, Nexus. So Nexus, huge shout out to you. Thank you so much for being a YouTube member. Yeah, obviously it's the first trike that we have in the series, the first baby, the first fully imprinted dino in the series too. We'll talk about the stats here in a second, but yeah, wanted to go ahead and name it after you. So huge thank you for your YouTube membership. If you guys want to join the YouTube membership, of course, there will be a link to it in the, I don't know, is it the description? Is it? I think I have it in the description, but also at the bottom of the video, it'll say join. You can click that, check out all the perks and everything like that. Checking over the stats of Nexus, I gotta say, this thing looks pretty good. By the way, guys, we'll talk about the Spino sale in a little bit, but 4230 in health, 705 stam, 718 weight, and 389 melee. And of course, like I mentioned, 100% imprint. Now, what's really cool about the babies is, if you guys don't know this, the babies don't have the same stats as their parents. They can have any random stat, which is really cool in my opinion. But how do I know that? Well, let's take a look at the normal trike. And before you say, well, you added imprint and all that, yeah, let's take a look at the stats first. So we have 3825 in health, 585 stam. If you guys don't know, imprint does not affect the stamina stat. So they have different stats, you can tell right there. 576 in weight and 324 melee. But I gotta say, both of these guys are pretty damn solid. I'm really excited to use Nexus specifically because it's a fully imprinted trike, and I think it's going to do really well. Now, let's talk about the Spino sale real quick. Right before recording this episode, obviously by the green drop that's over there now, there was a Spino, if you guys recall seeing that in the last episode. Well, it's worked its way over to this side, and ultimately, I ended up having to fight it before the episode started. It was a level 50. We ended up killing it. It was actually pretty easy. Apologies, guys, that I wasn't able to show that off to you. Now, between episodes, and obviously towards the end of the last episode with the whole montage and everything, a little bit of a different style than I traditionally do at the end of the video, but thank you guys for all the support with the videos and everything. You guys have been killing it so far, and you guys have seemed to kind of like that ending. There's been no complaints about it, let's put it that way, and I thought it was pretty cool, honestly, something a little bit different, so I personally liked it. I'm glad that you guys liked it. Ultimately, we ended up gaining a couple levels, and I've went ahead and put those levels in. We are currently at level 22. I put 2 levels into weight and 1 level into fortitude. So our current stats as the survivor is 100 in health, 100 in stam, 150 oxygen, which apparently is, that's default at this point. Kind of interesting there. 100 in food, 100 in water, 300 into weight. We pretty much put everything into weight. 100 in melee, 100 in crafting, 2 in fortitude. Now, what's really significant about that is we've unlocked trank arrows. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Not going to be doing too much with trank arrows specifically today, but I'm excited that we have that unlocked. We also have the metal tier unlocked, so I think that's what we're going to focus on first in today's episode, but mainly I want to build our first base. I think we need to do it. We need to start getting something going on here, you know what I mean? So I think that's how we're gonna do this one in today's episode. But I do want to mention one more thing, and I realize I ended up putting it back onto this trike. We are quickly going to talk about Clifton's backpacks again, because I did discuss this in the last episode. Last episode, Clifton's backpacks was the mod of the day episode, or the mod of the day for that episode. I did mention to you guys that there are 3 particular backpacks that I like out of the 8 or 9 that are on the mod. I never showed them off, though. So this is the current one that we're using, and personally, I really like this one. But the other 2, I think, are really, really cool, too, in my opinion. Now, from my knowledge, I don't think there's any difference choosing a different backpack or anything. It all depends on the tiers specifically. Obviously, we're currently in the tier 1 because we're relatively low level, but I don't think there's a difference with the specific backpacks. It's all about preference. What do you like the look of better? And I gotta say, this one looks really cool too. The one thing I love about this is the whole Nordic vibe that it has. It kind of looks like the Tree of Life in the back, and then it looks like you see kind of on the little corners, it kind of looks like a little bit of a Nordic symbol here and there. I don't know. It just looks really interesting in my opinion. I'm really hoping in the future with colors-wise, you might be able to color the backpack. I think that would be really cool to kind of personalize it to what your colors are or what colors you prefer. Finally, though, there's this one. It's the same exact one that we just tried on, except the difference is this comes with a lantern. Now, what I really like about this is you pretty much just get free light. Like, it's really cool. I don't know how much it illuminates. It seems to illuminate okay, but of course it's not night right now, so we can't really tell, but still really cool nevertheless. I wanted to go over a little bit deeper into the mod because I know I didn't really go over that in the last episode. So excuse me, guys. Apologies. Yeah, let's jump the normal backpack back on. And yeah, let us get into this episode. If you guys find yourself enjoying this one, take a second, make sure to smash that like button. On top of that, if you guys are enjoying the series so far, like I said, you guys have been crushing it. So thank you so much for the views, the comments, guys. You guys have been nuts with the comments. I've been trying to respond to every single person. If I haven't yet, I do apologize. I'm working through all the comments at this point. You guys have been killing it. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Let's get into today's episode. So because we're actually above level 15 at this point, I think we're going to start out this episode by trying to get to that drop. I don't know how much time it has left. Obviously, my intros tend to always be a little bit long, so I do apologize, guys. But I do want to catch up on everything that's kind of gone on, because I try not to do too much between episodes and stuff, but sometimes it just naturally happens. And obviously, like this episode, naturally, a lot of stuff ended up happening in between. So I had a little bit to talk about with you guys, but let's see if we can get to this drop, and who knows, maybe we'll have some trank arrows in here. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, the first thing, like I said, I want to do today is I want to get some metal going here. I need to get a refining forge going. I need to get a smithy going. And then on top of that, too, we need to go ahead and... rock carrots. Interesting. Okay, and we got a little bit of crystal, too. Wait, was that crystal, or did I see... Ooh. We can make a spyglass. Oh, wow. Ascending claw shirt. Oh, I have to tell you guys something too. That just reminded me. The Spino that I mentioned before ended up destroying the boxes and everything near base, so we ended up losing those really good pants. Yeah, I'm not happy. I actually just realized that too. But we do have an Ascendant Cloth shirt at this point. Of course, it takes 900 fiber. We'll have to go and make that at some point. But unfortunately, those really good pants that needed like 1800 fiber... yeah, it's never going to happen at this point. That kind of stinks. It is what it is. No big deal. But yeah, whatever. Let's head back to base. Let's go ahead and see if we can make a spyglass then first. And there we go. Spyglass is ours. Let's see if we can actually craft one. We can. Sweet. Awesome. Okay, so what are we going to take out of the inventory? We're going to take this guy out. Usually I put my spyglass in the B slot, so let's go ahead and do that. Bam, thank you. And we'll go ahead and put the rest of the stuff away. So I think this trike, the non-imprinted trike, is going to end up being my pack... oh my god, Orbic Hammer, please. Is going to be my pack mule, essentially, because obviously we have the imprinted one, we have the good one. I love that one. But here's the thing, too. What is that in the back? Is that a... sorry, guys, I'm getting a little distracted here. What is that? Not that. There was something else kind of moving in the back there. Yeah, no, not you. That's another dodo. It is an otter. I thought I saw an otter. It's a level 65 otter. I thought I saw something moving. It was either an otter or a pego. Maybe we'll go for that in a little bit here. But anyways, I think what we're going to do is we're going to keep this one around, because if we do end up finding a female at that point, we'll obviously do a little bit of breeding. Maybe we'll get a better Nexus. We'll have to see what happens. But this one's pretty damn good so far. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, first thing I want to do is I want to go around, and we're not going to take you with us. We'll kind of just go around on Nexus, period, at this point. And first thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and get some river rocks, because we do need need to go ahead and get some metal going here. I would love to get a metal pick. It doesn't take a lot of metal either at this point. It only takes a total of 5. Unfortunately, sorry, it takes a total of 12 because we need to make... I know the splashing is going to be a little annoying, guys. Did that break finally? Yeah, it did. Okay. We need to get a total of 12 metal, and the reason is it takes 2 metal rocks to make 1 metal bar. We need a total of 5 in order to make a smithy, and then we need a total of 1 in order to make a pick. So it's going to be a total of 6. Now, if you guys don't know what the river rocks, what I'm talking about here, if you see any of these smoother rocks near the shoreline, this is exactly what you're looking for. Sure, you're going to get a little bit of flint. Sure, you're going to get a little stone along the way. But traditionally, your metal yield is going to be a little bit better than if you were to hit just a traditional jagged rock. So always look for these smooth rocks here. And you'll also gather a couple of little bit of resources here, which is going to be good because we're going to need to start getting into spark powder. We're going to need to start getting into... obviously, I need to go ahead and repair these guys at some point, too. So it's good to have all those materials on us at all times. All right, and exactly 12. Perfect. I think we actually already had 4 to begin with, so I really should have only gotten a total of 8, not 12, because, yeah, the yield is so much better once you get into the metal tier, guys. So that's why, yeah, that's why. Actually, I've realized that the item weight for the... Let's have a little bit of food first. For the Clifton's backpacks is actually 20%. I thought it was 15% for the first yield. So apologies for that, guys. Now that actually throws the numbers off because I actually thought it was... I assumed it was 15% for Tier 1, 25% for Tier 2, and 35% for Tier 3, because I believe Tier 3 is, in fact, 35%. We kind of talked about that in the last series. So let me know in the comments. If you guys know what the Tier 2 or Tier 3 is, let me know, because maybe I did have it wrong with 35%. But anyways, we're having a little bit of a cold front right now, so we got to deal with that here. We have the pieces from our trap, which we're going to use for the beginnings of our own house. We're also going to go ahead and get a few things here. What else do we need? What do I need to make a refining forge? I think we're going to need a lot of stone, fiber, hide, and a little more wood. Okay, so where's our fiber and our hide? Yeah, we're going to need a lot of hide, so we're going to have to go on a bit of a killing spree here. Everything else is pretty reasonable at this point. The killing spree is really what we need to do. Let's go ahead and get a torch going, maybe? Let's get a reusable torch going. And let's also repair you guys while we're at it. Can I repair you guys? Yeah, I can repair you guys too. Cool. We'll just go ahead and repair everything. Hopefully this is going to be enough to not make us cold anymore. Nah, we're still going to be cold. All right, it is what it is. No big deal. I think we're going to start out with a bit of a killing spree then, just so we can get the hide needed, because... yeah, that's probably going to be the most excessive. So, let's get going here. Where is that other dodo? Where is the other dodo? Not the Oviraptor. Alright, I don't see the other dodo. Let's see how much we get from this. 12. Shoot. Alright, how about you? What are you going to give me? Price is taking more than 2. There we go. You're gonna give me 4. Oh my god. Alright, level 5 Mo shops. Let's go with that. We got ourselves a level 2. Nice. There we go. Look at that hide. Damn, we should have just done that from the start. Okay, how much do I have now? I have 77. Oh my god, I need 80, don't I? No, I need 65. Perfect. Okay, so let's gather the rest of the stuff. Fiber shouldn't be too bad to do. We only need a total of 14 fiber. 8. 16. Perfect. A little bit of wood. Need a total of 40, I think. I think we're good, actually, at that point, right? Yeah, it's just going to be stone now. We need a total of 125, and we're currently at 30. So this is going to take us a couple of rocks. There we go. Finally, perfect. Okay, so now we need to make the smithy. Now, smithy, I think we're going to need a little more stone, right? Or is it wood? Okay, so we need metal ingot. We need a little more hide. We'll need stone again. And we'll need a little bit of wood. Not too shabby. So, like I mentioned before, we already have a couple of structures here from the trap. So that's what we're going to go ahead and use, which it's actually already on my character. Perfect. All right, so again, just going to make a little temporary thing up here. What's really nice about ASA is you can pick up everything. It's not 100% put down, which is really cool. So we're going to go ahead, just kind of drop this here, and we're going to go ahead and put down the refining forge. We can just put it right in the middle. It doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead. We'll pop that in there, and we will pop you in there. Perfect. We'll go ahead and start making that. We'll start gathering the rest of the resources. All right, we're going to go ahead and put that level into Fortitude, and we are currently looking at level 23. And I think at this point, we pretty much have everything ready to go to make the smithy. Just need to pull everything out of here, and we should be good. I'm going to go ahead and pick... Nah, we'll leave you there for now. That's cool. Let's just drop down another foundation. We're looking good. And let's go ahead and make this. Now, at this point, we're going to be able to start making some metal tools, which is going to be absolutely huge for us. Let's go ahead. We will drop you. Yeah, we'll just keep you right there. No big deal. Like I said, all this stuff is temporary, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, so the mod today, I didn't realize it was going to show up in here, but I guess we'll talk about today's mod, and that is... visual storage. Yeah, this mod is absolutely awesome. Personally, I haven't used it or anything yet, so I don't know too much about it, but I do know that I believe it was one of the mods that Wildcard kind of showed off too in their like mod spotlight, and it looks absolutely awesome in my opinion. So I'm really excited to check this one out. I have been on their Discord kind of seeing what the plans are for this mod and kind of the ideas and stuff, and it looks like they're just looking to go nuts with this mod, and I am digging everything that they've added so far. So just to give you guys an idea, when I first heard about this mod, we'll go ahead and actually pop in here real quick. When I first heard about this mod, all that I remember knowing about, like that was available, was the ore bin, this, and this, and that was it. So you have a shed, you have a bin, and you have an ore bin, and I'm pretty sure that was it. Look at all the stuff that's been added in the last like week or two. Like it's already a ton of stuff, and they have plans to just keep building, honestly. There's so many more ideas that this guy has for this mod and everything, and I dig all this kind of stuff. You know, this visual storage and stuff like that looks really cool, and I'm really hoping it works out. We'll have to take a look at it a little bit further in this episode, but anywho, let's go ahead and make... Can't make anything yet. We didn't put anything in there. There we go. Okay, let's start popping some stuff in here. So, let's put the wood in, and then we need to put in... thatch? Oh, it's hide. That's why. Okay, there we go. There we go. First metal tool of the series. Yes! Sweet. We're going to leave this stuff in here because now, guys, we are going to take this stone pick and we are going to throw it out. Yeah, I know a lot of people like to hold on to their first stone pick and all that. I'm not that kind of sentimental guy. I'm about to kill this orbit camera. That's what I'm about to do. I'm not that sentimental kind of guy, so I could care less, guys. I apologize if some of you are like, no, keep it. I don't really care. So let's go ahead and see what kind of yield we get here. So right away, first hit we get 2. This one we get 1. This one we've already gotten 2. We're up to 7 already. We're already up to 9. We're already up to 10. I mean, yeah, you guys could see you get so much stuff so quickly here. And again, we are working at 1.5 with harvesting because like I mentioned in the settings video that I was kind of all over the place with it, whether I wanted to do a 1 or a 2 for harvesting at this point. So we're at 1.5. It's not like it's too crazy overpowered. And you guys can see, I mean, we're getting a ton of metal too. So river rocks are absolutely great. This is the best way to get your first little bit of metal here on the island. Obviously, when you're a little bit more leveled and stuff, you'll start making your way towards where like good metal is, which is going to be up around there basically is probably going to be our first real metal spot to go to. But That'll be in due time, guys. For right now, I'm totally content with these river rocks and getting a total of 31 metal right away, which is absolutely great. Because if you guys remember, we already have one piece of metal already in there. So that's going to be 32 for us. That's going to be perfect. That's going to make us a total of 16. Oh, no, maybe not. Nah, never mind. It is still 31. Damn it. I thought we had an extra one already in here. Oh, it is what it is. That'll make us a decent amount of stuff. Problem's going to be food at this point, so I think we have to go ahead and make a campfire real quick. What do we need to make a campfire? A little bit of wood, a little bit of thatch. Easy peasy. Let's get that done real quick. All right, after a little bit of time, here we go. We finally have the metal hatchet. And I am also looking this over because, like I said, there is a ton of stuff here. And like I mentioned, this is kind of what I remember when it first started. And again, I only have known about this for maybe 2 weeks at this point, this mod. And looking at what you need to make this, though, it's a little, not intimidating, but seeing the fact that it takes 20 metal, we're probably only going to be able to make one of these just to take a look at. And I think we're going to go with this one. It's going to be the shed or potentially the bin. We'll have to see kind of what we prefer at that point. We see the variants are fiber, metal, stone, thatch, and wood. Now, my question is, would you be able to mix the two, or would it essentially be, I assume you're only going to be able to, let's kind of step up correctly. There we go. I assume if you throw wood in there, it's only going to be able to hold wood. But it'd be kind of cool if it was able to kind of mix and match. But I assume it's going to be, yeah, no, I assume it's going to be only one or the other, essentially. But looking through the rest of these, in case you guys are interested, so obviously the shed and the bin we went over, those variants are, you could put fiber, metal, stone, thatch, or wood in there. And again, it doesn't take too much resources. The biggest one is obviously the metal ingot, for us being so early in the game here. The ore bin is obviously for crystal, flint, metal, obsidian, and stone, which is really cool. Increase in metal, though. You need 40 metal to make that. You also have this barrel here, which you could put charcoal, gunpowder, or spark powder in. All right, there we go. We finally have enough stuff to make it. Let's go ahead and make the shed. Yeah, it really doesn't take that many resources, honestly. The fact that we're in the metal tier now makes it actually kind of nice. But what we're going to do here is we're not going to necessarily set it up just yet because I do want to take off these wooden foundations. I want to go ahead and move everything over to the trike because we're going to start figuring out where our base location is going to be, and we're going to go ahead and start building that. And don't worry, guys, when I mean base location, I mean where within this 10 feet here are we going to start constructing the base. We're not going anywhere else for right now. This is where we started. This is where we made our trap, and I think as a little memorial, yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and make our little shack right here, basically. It's just a matter of kind of figuring out kind of exactly where I want everything. But let's go ahead and get out you. Now, my biggest worry with you is, am I going to be able to pick you back up? It's going to be interesting. Oh, this looks cool. Okay. Oh, okay, so you pick right now if you want it as a fiber shed, a metal shed, a stone shed, a thatch shed, or a wood shed. Okay, let's do this. Let's start grabbing some metal here. Now, is it going to be metal like this, or metal like... What was the other one? Stone? Yeah. All right, I think we'll put it down as a fiber first, just to see what that's all about. All right, just so we can kind of compare with all of them, right? So, okay, so we got that. What does the fiber look like? Now, does it have a... It can hold 45,000 fiber. Wow. What happened? Withdraw the 55 remaining fiber. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so cool. And I can withdraw just by holding it. I can withdraw it. I can withdraw 5, 10, 50, a specific type. Oh, this is cool. There's a lot going with this. Jesus. What is that? Admin menu with this. There's also a settings menu with it. Wait, settings menu. Oh, wow. Oh, there's a lot with this. Okay. Visual settings with this. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. Weather effects, manual weather effect. I don't know what the weather effects and stuff would have to do with it. Maybe the snow visuals. Why snow visuals off? On. Can set snow amount off, disables it. Okay, we'll have to figure that out and everything, but really cool. Really, really cool. Okay, we're going to withdraw you. Okay, and so this is what it looks now. Okay, so withdraw it, and okay, so it basically looks like fiber to begin with, right? Okay, so let's pick you up if I can. Oh, withdraw the resource type. Maybe not. Let's go ahead and pick you up. How do I pick you up? There we go. Pick up the shit. Perfect. Okay, now, what if I put this back down? Oh, good. I can move it over. Okay, so it's normal metal. It's not metal ingot. We would need to do normal metal. But let's do the same thing with stone, just to see kind of what we're looking at here. Okay, so this is what it looks like normally without anything in there stone-wise. Let's drop an 89 stone into there and see what it looks like. Oh, yeah, you see the... Let's do this, guys. Apologies. Let me turn off the HUD here so you guys could see. Oh, yeah, you see the little bit of stone. I bet, obviously, the more stone you get, this thing will start building up and everything. It's probably every 100, I'd assume. So once we got over 100, basically a second piece of stone would come on down. That's cool. Okay. Now let's switch the HUD back on. What if I pick this up completely? Would I actually get everything back? Oh, no, it just comes in a pack. That's fine. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Good to know. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you do get the stone back. Sweet. All right, let's check with wood then. Actually, let's do thatch first. How much thatch do we actually have? We got 133. Yeah, let's go with that. I think wood's going to be the most obvious because we have multiple stacks of wood. But yeah, let's drop 133 in there just to see. Okay, so the thatch looks pretty similar to the fiber, if I'm going to be honest, but still really cool that you get like these visual representations of it and everything. We're going to go ahead and withdraw all of that. We're going to pick you up. And then we're going to move on to wood finally. And with wood, we have a couple of stacks of wood, so we're going to throw everything in there and see how that looks. And I think that's visually going to be a little bit different than the other ones. We'll bring it a little bit closer, too. All right, so we got that. And let's see. Bam, 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 bam. So we have 314 wood and stone. Oh, yeah, look. That's cool. That is cool. Let's switch over to first person so you guys could see. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, that. Okay, cool. I'm loving this. Obviously, we have a lot more to kind of figure out this mod and everything like that. We have a lot to figure out with this thing. We've only scratched the surface, but I don't know about you guys. I'm already digging this mod and everything. Let me know what you guys' thoughts about it are in the comments. If you've used this, if you haven't, definitely give it a shot. Visually, this looks cool. I think it just adds a little more realism to the game and everything like that, as opposed to just throwing everything inside of the smithy, which is traditionally what I do. I like this, and I feel like I would purposely go out and gather a lot more metal in order to make each category of bin and each category of shelving and all that kind of stuff. That's my own personal opinion. I love that kind of stuff. I dig it, and yeah, no, that's definitely something we're going to work towards in this series. So guys, it is currently the next morning, and we're going to go ahead and make our first little starter shack. So during the night, I've went ahead and pretty much got everything that we're going to need in order to make this base. It doesn't look like a lot, but at the same time, guys, if you do know how I traditionally build my first builds, it's typically a 2x3, so everything's going to be actually pretty compact, and that's personally the way that I like it. So where are we going to set up our base? Well, of course, it's got to be right here. This is where we knocked out the 150 with our trap. I think this is a perfect place to call home. So let's get started here. Like I said, 2x3, pretty simple. But it's gonna be, there's gonna be a couple little things that we're gonna do with it. Now, one thing I will mention is this gets incredibly annoying. So obviously you guys might not notice this because you guys might not make content or anything. When you're trying to start out a scene, whether you're trying to start out an episode, I don't know what it is, but every wild dino on the map just magnetizes to you. It's every time. I have to do about 4 or 5 different cuts because magically I'll get a trike just walking into me and pushing me off the camera. So, it's really annoying. But anyways, let's go. All right, so here we go. We are not starting off with the roof. Nope, we are actually starting off with the foundation. Here we go. So what's really cool about ARK Survival Ascended, and they have done a lot of improvements to the build, honestly. This whole building process is awesome compared to what we had. So obviously you could go ahead and put down your wood foundation, but what's really nice is you can actually change the height right off the bat here, which is really convenient, honestly. So we're going to go ahead and drop this first one here. This is a little bit of experimenting because there is a particular way that I want this to go. Yeah, and that's the issue right there. Might not actually be an issue. We might actually be able to work with this. Now, I want to make sure that I'm not going inside of the tree here. I don't think I am. I think we're right against the tree, which is actually perfect. Let's have a quick look before we... Damn. Is it gonna... Yeah. I gotta move this friggin' base over 1/4 of an inch. You've got to be kidding me. All right, guys, so it only took a little bit, but there we go. Again, apologies, guys. I am very particular how my bases look, and there's a certain design and a certain idea that I want to do, so I want to make sure it's 100% perfect. So let's go ahead and start setting up the walls here. And by the way, guys, this base is not actually going to be 100% completed this second because I've actually come up with a couple of other ideas in the meantime, so we're going to have to utilize those too. And that's honestly why I don't traditionally like to show off my builds in ARK Survival Ascended and ARK Survival Evolved 2. And the reason is whenever I'm building a base, I always end up getting ideas along the way, so I end up kind of doing steps 1, 2, and 3 with you guys, but then I realized that, nah, we're not going to do step 3, we're going to do a different idea, so then I got to backtrack, and then I got to explain, and then it becomes a little too chaotic and a little too much for me. Personally, it's just a little bit easier to do this all off-cam, but for this one, obviously, it's a very simple base, so it's not too crazy to deal with. But yeah, that being said, let's go ahead and start putting up the walls and everything here. So we're going to start with the back. Traditionally, I do like to flip the foundations and everything. I don't know if I'm going to do that for this one. Should we? Yeah, screw it, we'll do it. I love how I quickly changed my mind there. Yeah, so personally, I like to have the walls flipped. Each person's going to be a little bit different, obviously, but personally, I love to have that piney look on the outside, and it's actually a lot easier to paint, too. So if you are looking to paint your base at any point, yeah, that's actually a pretty cool function. So let's go ahead and put in the rest of the walls and everything here, and what's nice about how ARK Survival Ascended works is you basically have all these different things with a wall. You have the wood wall, you also have the short doorway, you have the doorway, you have the double doorway, you have the window wall, and you also have a secret doorway. It's really cool, honestly. But the fact that you don't have to use 70 engrams just to put up your walls and stuff is absolutely awesome in my opinion. But here's where things are going to get a little interesting because, of course, I'm coming up with ideas on the fly. We're going to keep this one very simple, and we can always build and change things along the way. So, again, going to be a very simple base concept and everything. Did I not make enough walls? Oh, I guess I didn't. Okay. We're going to make another wall. Woo. All right, so let's go ahead and put up the doorway here. We are going to flip it to a double doorway, I think. Personally, I really like how the double doors look, so we're going to go ahead and go with that instead. On the side here, we are going to put a bit of a side door. We're going to do a short one, if we can. There we go. I kind of do like how the short one looks as opposed to the double. You know what? We're going to do the short one here, too. For now, we could always change it to a double if need be, but I don't know. To me, the double door or the short door just looks a little more realistic because your door doesn't go through like a double door, you know what I mean? It's not all the way up to the ceiling as your door, you know? But anyways, we're going to talk about this here in a second. We're probably going to go ahead and put all the storage outside here. So if you guys remember earlier in the episode, we ended up making this guy. And with this guy, oh, it doesn't snap. Okay, so the only way it's going to snap then is if I put foundations out here. All right, that's easy. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so the first thing we're actually going to do here is we're going to level up our character. Apparently, we actually have 2 levels to work with here, both into Fortitude. We are currently level 25, and let's see what that actually unlocks for us. So let's drop down to 25. We have access to the crossbow. That's kind of cool, but I don't think we're going to get the crossbow just yet. Is there anything here that I necessarily need? Oh my god, we can go to stone already. Well, for this episode, we're not going to actually be going into stone. I'm not going to go ahead and unlock anything at this point. Yeah, I think we're looking pretty good. The one thing that we will actually unlock, scratch that, is we need the doors. Yeah, so let's go ahead and unlock the wood doors and the windows. And I think that's all we're going to... Okay, so 7 points. No big deal. I don't think we need anything else right now. Oh, sorry, we do. We need the ladder. There we go. Cool. Okay, and that's going to help us kind of line things up. So let's go ahead and start with the front here. So with the front, I always like to put a staircase in, and I know it's going to be a very small staircase. I guess we could also do a ramp too. Doesn't make a difference, whatever you kind of prefer. Let's see how the ramp looks here. Nah, stairs. You know what, screw it. For now, we'll keep a ramp. That's fine. It just makes it look... It's not like I'm putting 90% of it in the ground. At least in this case, we're only putting 75% of it. So at least you can see a little bit of it. Let's go ahead and start getting some doors on here. We're going to kind of go step by step if we can. Can I craft a door? I can. I can only craft one, though. We're going to need a little more wood. That's fine. We'll go ahead and get the front door going here. Where's my front door? There's my front door. All right, let's make sure we have it the right way. I think we do. We do. Perfect. All right. In order to get the other door, we're going to need a total of 4 wood. So let's go ahead and knock down one of these trees over here. There we go. And door number 2 is on its way. All right, so for here specifically, we're going to go ahead and put the door in because if you guys remember, I was trying to put the visual storage down and it wasn't really snapping. So I've went ahead and made a couple of foundations here. We're going to bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. And we're going to go ahead and see if this works. So I know it doesn't look as... Yeah, see, so it does snap. Yeah, I like that. I really do. I kind of wish I can drop the foundation down a little bit more. I'm not going to lie, but it's fine. You know what we could do? I could put ramps here. Oh, that's what we're going to do. That's 100% what we're going to do. We'll put a ramp here, we'll put a ramp here, we'll put a ramp here. Cool. Okay. What else do I need to do here? Oh, God, we have a baryonyx getting a little bit close. Where the hell did you come from? Level 75. Not bad. I think we might have to take you out, though. You're getting a little too close. All right, but let's go ahead. We'll put you down first, and we're going to set you up as wood. I think wood's just going to be the easiest one to do right now. Let's go ahead and put you down, or... Now we'll wait on this for a minute because this is already... That's going to be an excess project after the episode. I don't want this episode going too long. So let's go ahead and drop you here, and you're actually why I made the ramp to begin with. You're going to be... Oh, crap. Yeah, it's getting really close. Okay. No. Let's go deal with the baryonyx. Let's go deal with the baryonyx. Oh, man. Yeah, eventually it's just going to come in and attack, so might as well just get Nexus out here. Let's go. It's level 75. No big deal. We'll be able to take it out. I would love to tame it, but at the same time... Nice miss. All right, there we go. 162 damage. Not too bad. At the same time, we just don't have that cooked, the prime fish meat or anything in the area, so not gonna necessarily work out for us. Let's just get the kill here. Get a little bit of hide from you. You know, for being a starter area, this area has been pretty dangerous so far. We've had a level 50 Spino, now level 75 Baryonyx. Jesus. And we also have a ton of Pegos around here. We also have a ton of Ichthyornises, but we'll do a little, what do they call it? I guess a cliffhanger? I don't know the right word. You guys will have to let me know in the comments below. I do have an idea when it comes to the Ichthyornises and when it comes to the Pegos, which Pegos have traditionally been on that side. You guys will have to stay tuned for the next episode. But let's go ahead and set up the rest of this base here. Again, I am already getting a little chaotic with, well, let's add this, let's add this, let's add this. Let's slow it down a bit. Let's just make it a normal base, and then we can always do add-ons in the coming episodes. The tree is going to come through a little bit. It is what it is at this point. I would rather it not, but I'm not going ahead and destroying everything just to do this again. So, all right, there we go. 2x3, pretty simple. But now at this point, I want to go ahead and make a ladder if we can. Yes. Okay. So snapping is great. I love the fact that everything snaps into place and whatever, but sometimes you don't want it to snap right in the middle of the foundation. You want to kind of put it in a nice little angle and stuff like that. And that's where the ladder is going to come in. If you guys remember in ARK Survival Evolved, in order to get everything snapped perfectly, you would go ahead and put down a ladder, and you would get the right snap point. That might be the right snap point, actually. No, see how it flipped me around? That's not what I wanted. Let's go into first person. It makes life so much easier to do this. But if we go ahead, see how there were 2 points there? Let's see if we can get that one back. We can. Perfect. Okay, that's going to actually center out your character. So when you go ahead and put something down now, and you also hold the right bumper to disable the snapping, this is what you're going to get. You're able to move everything around exactly where you want it. But I want to set up my smithy the same way I always do in every series. And guys, I do apologize if you've watched my series and stuff before, so you all know this and everything, but there are a lot of new viewers at this point. So I want to make sure that if you guys are struggling making bases and stuff, that, you know, we'll kind of go over this willy-nilly and very quickly. All right, so I'm going to put down my smithy here. Essentially, I like to have the smithy in the middle, and that is not lined up. Let me do that again. There we go. Okay, after the 4th time, we finally got into the snap point that I want. So, guys, I like my things lined up perfectly. So, yes, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. Let me know in the comments below about how particular I am when it comes to bases. Some of you guys love it. Some of you guys get annoyed as shit about it. But it is what it is. Everybody plays the game differently. Let's go ahead and put these guys in here. So how I'm going to do these is it basically lines up with the wall. So I'm not really too concerned about using the ladder at this point. The only reason why I was concerned about using the ladder with this is because I was kind of flipping it around. So that's the only reason why. With these guys, like I said, yeah, no, they'll snap pretty much just straight to the wall. So it's just a matter of kind of figuring out where I want this, which is probably going to be in the middle of that, and call it a day. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. We'll put it right about there, and we'll call it a day. Now, I think there's going to be a little bit of a gap. Yeah, you'll see there's a very small gap on both of those. No big deal. I'm totally cool with that. Okay, so there's our little refining forge area. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, now we have a door here, so we're going to go ahead and put storage. Now, storage-wise, I did make 2 of these, and the reason was I don't know if we're going to have enough room, but we'll see in a second here. I want to go ahead and make a large storage box, and we're going to go ahead and make a bookshelf right next to it. Oh my god, it fits. Look at that. Now, if I didn't want to, I could hold right bumper and disable the snapping, so I can move this. Oh, it's not going to. It's automatically going to. Oh, I think it's because of full alignment mode. Yeah, there we go. So if I do partial, or if I do no, yeah, see, no alignment mode, it'll allow me to put this thing freaking anywhere. So I could get this as close as I want to this and kind of set it up like that. Or I can go ahead and switch it back to full alignment mode. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're also going to put the snapping back on, if it allows me to. So hold, there we go. There we go. There we go. Cool. Okay, that actually worked out a lot better than I thought. Oh, that's why. I was going to say, why does this wall look all wonky and everything? Yeah, because I didn't flip the foundations. Okay. I mean, flip the, whatchamacallits. Ooh, open mode in and out? There's a mode? Cool. Okay, I didn't know that. Awesome. We'll go over that in a second on what that actually means, or at least what I think it means. All right, let's do these correctly now. I don't know how long in the video, I don't know how many times and how many comments I've gotten from you guys already saying, flip the damn wall. There we go. All right, so now you are flipped and you are flipped. There we go. That's the correct way. Let's go ahead, put that door back in. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and put you guys back up. Bam and bam. Cool. Okay, so we're where we are. Okay. That's going to annoy the crap out of me. Can I get access to you? Oh, I can. Maybe not. Come on, give me that berry. Give me that plant. Give me that plant. No, I don't want to take down the whole foundation just for this plant. This annoys the crap out of me. There we go. Sweet. Oh, my God. Okay. There we go. I don't want plants inside the base. Tree? Fine. Plant? No. Okay. What are we going to do with the rest of the base here? So we have a wooden table, and the reason why I like to set up the wooden table, and we're going to put that kind of right here or this side. Okay, it doesn't make sense on this side, so we'll go ahead and put it here, is because I like to put my mortar and pestles on top of tables. Now, again, this is all preference. I just personally think it looks a little bit nicer. To each their own, though, with this one, guys. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to put you... Yeah, we'll put you there. That's fine. And then the next one, we'll go right about there. Look at that. Perfect. They're not lined up. All right, there we go. Like I said, guys, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. Everything has to be lined up for me. Oh, my God. Anyways, okay, so as we enter the base, what do I want to put here? So I'm thinking, let's go ahead and put the bed just straight in now. Let's get that out of the way. I like to do all of the pieces of the build first because once you put the roof on, it's really tough to get things to line up, especially if you go into orbit camera. So gonna have to deal with that. I'm also gonna have to deal with that plant on the left-hand side, if you guys see there. I think that looks about right, snap point-wise. Yeah, let's go there. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, you're perfectly lined up to the wall. Absolutely awesome. What else did I plan on doing with this base? Let's see. So we have pillars. I already know what I'm doing with that. That's with railings. That's going to be another stair. And then I have 2 foundations. Why do I have 2 extra foundations? I don't know. Okay. I don't know what I was planning with those. Okay, so now, wood pillars. I personally like to put a little bit of accent on my bases. I know a lot of people do. In ARK Survival Evolved, it was kind of interesting how to do this. You had to use fence foundations and all that kind of stuff. But if you already started putting up the walls of your build, you couldn't put the fence foundations down. It was really annoying. Yeah, they've kind of done away with all that. Now it's pretty much you go ahead and just put a pillar wherever the hell you want it. Now, here's the thing, though. You can't put it exactly in every spot because it can either go horizontally as a wood beam and vertically as a pillar. You cannot put it at an angle, which kind of stinks. I'm not going to lie. I kind of wish that they do go ahead and fix that a bit. Because, yeah, it would be nice to be able to use... You can almost make your base almost like a log cabin, especially if you end up in the winter... sorry, not in the winter, in the snow biome somewhere. Yeah, it just makes things... I don't know. I'm just thinking realism and everything like that. Kind of make it look like a lodge or something, you know, like... I don't know. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and plop a couple of these down here. I think I don't have enough, because I didn't realize I was going to have to put a second pillar down here. This one's going to, of course, be just one period. I like how the pillars look. I think I'm actually going to get rid of these, though, just because I do want to save a couple of pillars. I can always add this in the future, but I don't want it to become a little bit too pillary, if that's a word, and if that makes sense. But traditionally, I like to put pillars on all the corners of my build, and that's just a personal preference here. So we got the first one there. We got the second one there. Then we'll plop over to this side and do the same. And we'll do the same. Now, we have 2 remaining, and that's because I didn't count correctly. It's actually supposed to be probably 4 because I want to set these up. So we're going to put one here. We're going to put one here. And then that one's already in. So I think we're going to put one here only, right? And that's basically just going to be used as... I'm going to call a foundation to hold this piece up, just so it kind of looks a little bit more realistic. We're going to go ahead and put down this ramp finally, and that's going to be our little way into the house, okay? So we have one entrance to the house, and we have the main entrance to the house. This entrance is essentially for us to be able to get around and get to our storage, which this is going to be wood. I will probably go ahead and make another one between episodes, and I'll probably go ahead and make another one between episodes. And I'm thinking it'll be like wood, stone, flint or something. You guys will have to wait till the next episode to see exactly what I end up doing with that. But let's go ahead and pick up all these bushes and stuff. I know on ARK Survival Ascended, the PC version, I believe, all of the bushes actually go away when you put a foundation down, and it kind of works on console. Like, if I go ahead and pick this up, you'll see that, all of the foliage kind of starts growing back and everything real quick, and it's a really cool function. But unfortunately, we still have to go ahead and kind of pick a couple of the bushes and stuff like I've had to there. Another thing I'm going to do between episodes is those ramps. I'll probably make that just look a little bit nicer, not as janky looking. Here, what we could do is, and what I probably will do again... No, I won't. Just kidding. Let's go ahead and put down some of these railings here. Now, the reason why I like using railings is because, 1, they look amazing. They look really, really nice. 2, you can do something really cool with them, and that's flip them. Now, flipping them looks really cool because you can do so many different functionalities with this thing, and it works on ramps, which is really cool. But here's the cool thing that you can do with them. you can actually make it look like this, which just gives you a different design and everything. And we're not going to stick with this. This might be, actually, you know what? This actually looks kind of nice. Just gives it a whole different feel. Another thing you can do with these is, yeah, guys, you can use them as windows. Yeah, I mean, honestly, on a build, it looks really good. If you make a bigger build, obviously. In this sense, it's not going to work out too well. It's not going to look as nice. But yeah, if you add these as windows instead and just go with that design, it looks really nice. But for me, I personally love having these as railings. I think it looks absolutely awesome. And plus, I think it's funny that I could just walk straight through. Because my character is so short that I can actually fit through that and everything. But, yeah, just a few more little touches here and there, guys, and then, yeah, we'll show off kind of the final product. I think I'm going to go ahead and, I know all the ideas that I was basically talking about before. I'm going to go ahead and make most of those happen right now, just so you can see the final product. All right, so all the additions have been made at this point. Obviously, we haven't put the roof or anything on yet. I wanted to do that with you guys, but ultimately, inside looks the same as what we had essentially before. Nothing too much of a difference here. Like I said, I might go ahead and switch this to a double door, but not entirely sure. Out here, if you come out, obviously, I've went ahead and put the pillars in and everything just to kind of make this look a little bit more realistic. I love these, railing so much. I went a little railing crazy, but I think it's gonna still look pretty good. On the side here, I gotta say, I think this looks really nice. But ultimately, I went ahead, put down all three of those ramps here, and honestly, I just think it looks a little cleaner. So we're gonna have 1, 2, and 3 ultimately for right now. As the base gets bigger, so will the storage and everything too. I went ahead and did railings on this side too, just to enclose this whole thing kind of together, and I think it fits it overall pretty nicely. But let's go back inside. Let's go ahead and put the roof on. Obviously, we have a ton of stuff on the trikes that I do have to figure out where the heck that stuff is going, but I'll figure that out between episodes. Let's go ahead and start putting down the roof here. So, obviously, you can flip the roof. You can have it set as whatever snap point and everything you want, but we're going to go ahead and have it as its normal snap point, which is this guy here. Now, obviously, the thatch roof is a little interesting because in the future, once we get a little bit different with our bases, the thatch roof isn't really going to work out too much anymore, but personally, I don't know what it is. Seeing the wood, seeing the thatch, I think it just looks really nice in my opinion. So for our starter base, that's what we're looking at. I think it looks pretty good. At the same time, not too crazy, but at the same time, it's relatively easy to make. It's 2x3. This is typically the kind of base and everything that I start out my series with. Let me know in the comments below. Did you guys enjoy this one? Did you guys like how the base looks? Did I give you potentially any ideas that you want to do on your base? Or if you guys have any suggestions, of course, throw it in the comments below. But guys, that is going to wrap up this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, take a second. Make sure to smash that like button. On top of that, if you guys are excited for more ASA content, I certainly am. Take a second, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. It really honestly helps the channel out. Thank you guys again so much for all your support with this series so far. It has been killing it on YouTube, and I'm really excited to see where we can take this series. But guys, that's going to wrap this one up. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one.